Welcome back to Final Fantasy What the Fuck. Yes, we went back to the original name. Why not?
Wait, hold on. But oh, that original name.
And so yeah, here's the artifact.
Mission accomplished.
I guess.
I love how they don't actually pick it up. They just extend their hand and the thing magically...
Yes.
Anyway. Okay, so now we go to the gate. Where is the gate? That would be... Okay, so here's the interesting thing. We can actually find 2 artifacts right now. So if I remember correctly, I'm actually going to get the other one too.
So what's the point of finding...
By the way, that's such a amazing music.
It's just like the Gladiator all over again.
So what's the point of finding both items if you can only choose to use one?
Because
they're different, they take you to different time periods.
I know.
Basically, Joe, but this
what's
artifact...
the point of collecting them both at this point is what I meant.
This artifact's gonna be needed later on anyway, so might as well do it right now. Basically.
Oh, thanks. So you have to do backtracking either way for the 2 items, even though you only need to choose one.
Oh, trust me, Jova. There's gonna be an entire chapter based around backtracking.
Yes.
Great, backtracking and time travel.
Because that's such an awesome combo, isn't it?
Yep.
And now random piano.
You know what this reminds me of? Kingdom Hearts 2, where occasionally you would do the world's 2 times. Go after doing the first. Except
you actually explore different areas.
You actually got to explore more, and you got to see how your actions affected things properly. The proper way that actual actions do it. Whereas here, it's practically on the level of Beyond Two Souls, going from time to time to time, except this time you actually have to keep track of that time in order to get a semblance of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
With little help from the peanut gallery, that being the data log.
Okay, so basically now it's time to get to the gate. And now the music suddenly switched to... So Java, does this tick you off in particular or not really?
Not really. I mean, at least it's, I guess it's somewhat fitting for the area. And at least
certainly
it's not
better
going
than
on
the
a plate.
fucking rap.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people who thinks like music will help my enjoyment of a game, like as well as the gameplay, and I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, but
it's so mysterious and whimsical.
Yes.
The only thing I would consider groundbreaking so far in the soundtrack would be the battle theme.
You see, Joe, but later... did you see that? Did you see that thing where it asked me if I wanted to use the reunion artifact? Basically, the reunion artifact... Yeah. Basically, later on, there's going to be a point where I'm supposed to go back to that specific gate so I can move on with the story. So basically, I was just showing that off.
So you're going to have to use both items anyway?
Yes, I am.
Huh, weird. You'd think that equal that... Wait. Oh, I guess it makes sense that this wouldn't be one of the places where you could actually, branch off, for the different multiple playthroughs.
The only branching off you really get, is for alternate endings. Everything else, this game. This is a linear game trying to pretend it's not linear, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, Jova.
Weird, because
one of the main complaints
of timelines that you showed me suggested, that at least there's a heck of a lot of branches at some point.
Trust me, Jova, that's only an illusion. Basically,
Jova,
I get one of my complaints with the first game is that the game was linear as shit. So their idea of trying to fix it is, let's make... Okay, the first game was comprised of empty hallways with nothing to do in them. Simple. Now it's comprised of empty, wide areas with nothing to do in them. That's better, right? And the time travel bullshit is basically a way to disguise the fact that you're still going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. But from what I understand, there's a lot of alternate endings.
Yes, there are. But none of them are canon anyway, so who gives a shit?
So I heard that aren't there certain points where at some point you'll just be, led down one specific branch that then just branches down to its particular end?
Hold on, Jova, this is important.
I know.
It's nothing. I'm fine.
Tripping
really.
balls, mate.
Tired, I guess.
Wait, hold on.
Sarah, why do you feel the need to lie to this guy? He's
Foreshadowing!
Sarah, why do you feel the need to lie to this guy? I mean, he's literally your only companion in this time that you don't even really know.
You know, Joe, we like to talk about level 5's foreshadowing. The foreshadowing in this scene might as well be... The characters might as well... Alright, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Basically, in that particular cutscene, the characters might as well break the fourth wall and literally turn to the audience and go, by the way, there's something bad that's going to happen later on.
My point exactly. It's like, well, why does Serah feel the need to lie to Noel about knowing anything? I mean, he's helped her out so much at this rate. I mean, like, well, what threat could he possibly pose? I mean, is it like a secret so great that, or did Lightning tell her to keep it a secret or something?
There's a very simple answer to your question, Jova. It's called bad writing.
Rating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My sides.
Even though they're not canon, I would care about the multiple endings if they were written well, but they're not.
No, they're not.
I couldn't
If anything, the alternate endings. Well, okay, fine. The actual in-canon ending is so terrible that it actually makes the alternate endings seem good by comparison. Believe it or not.
But the past is what makes us who we are. Defines us as people.
Isn't that the present that defines us who we are?
Actually, no. It's the past that defines us who we are. It's a typical
as far as
saying.
13 goes, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Because like the usual saying is like, what's the
But if you live in
present?
the past, you can't move on from shit.
Exactly. I mean, well, that's why the usual message is that it's the present that matters the most because that's where you make yourself.
I guess.
I mean, I've never really heard this philosophy that the past is what makes
Well, well,
except for maybe people who are just looking for trouble.
Well, it was also like that. It was also there. It was also there in Final Fantasy 15, in the Final Fantasy 15 demo, where if we do that side quest involving Ignis takes us to see the stars like they used to do when they were kids, and he's like, "The past makes us who we are. Our past makes us who we are," and basically it was a way for them to remember the good old days and shit like that.
I don't really buy that either. It's like,
but that's looking at the good old days. I mean, usually when people go for this kind of concept, their past was shitty, and then you have to move on from it.
All right,
yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth, Troy. I agree. It's like, well, in 15, I get the feeling that they were more hinting at, it's like the people of the past, like, well, this is our history and whatnot. Whereas this game is literally saying that it's the past that defines you, and well...
By the way, Lightning is still doing pretentious narration.
Leads you to trying to live with terms that you just can't meet.
Alright, class. Gather, please. It's time for another class of time travel bullshittery. We have just unlocked Yasha's Chief 10AF, aka 10 years after the fall of Cocoon. So now, it's time to go to there, and from this point on, we will actually have extra ways we can go.
Weird. I mean, cool. You got both the artifacts. So since you have two choices to go...
No.
You actually have to unlock the gate before...
I approached the gate, but I didn't actually unlock it, so no. I have to go back there to that gate and unlock it.
Let me guess, you didn't have enough XP or some sort of thing you have to collect.
No. You need the artifact, both the artifact, and you have to interact, having the artifact with the corresponding gate.
Yes.
I see. So you just chose not to do that with the other one, I guess.
No, because unlocking that gate doesn't do anything story-wise right now, so I might as well not.
Yeah, it just unlocks a different path. So I'm guessing that the way this is going to go is like, well, after we do like one alternate timeline, then basically the next time we do another alternate timeline, we're basically going to start from the most convenient point of which to begin that alternate one, because I'm guessing anything else will just be retreading over stuff we've already seen.
Kinda, yeah. Oh my god. Shut the fuck up!
Wow, Pedro, this writing really gets to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's pretentious and stupid.
I guess I'm sort of used to it because English class constantly hammered into my head that people are going to use metaphors whether you like it or not.
The path you have walked to reach the here and now will give you the courage.
See, that sentence right there, that means nothing. You're just spouting pseudo-philosophy.
Stay true to the life discipline you just beginning to know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
there's a way to write metaphors.
Oh, I
This is
agree.
not
I didn't say that they were all gonna be well-used metaphors. You know, speaking of which, you know what? I just realized something. This reminds me of the old days of like Charles Dickens, where writers were literally paid for every single word that they could fit into writing for a story. Except instead of being paid for it, I get the feeling that Toriyama's just having these monologues just so he can have Lightning speak as much as possible.
Okay, Joe.
That's
Despite
why
not
I like the
really
fact that
there.
a lot of current authors and poets are saying screw that pretentious crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Jova. You know how level 5's handheld games always are divided in chapters or episodes, if you want to call them. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine at the beginning of every Layton chapter, we heard a narration from Layton talking about time moves on, and sometimes we all must face hardships, but we have to get the courage to move on. Like that's basically what they're doing here. It's just pretentious nonsense that means nothing.
There's a way to write that kind of stuff and at least make it sound witty or clever, but with here, it's just boring or just run-of-the-mill. And also, honestly,
Okay.
treading stuff that we've already heard them say, too.
Okay, Joven Shuri. Basically, what's going on in this particular era is that a fal'Cie called Fenrir, yes, we're actually going there.
Didn't we run
is-
into Fenrir in 13?
Nope. He's actually blocking the sun and causing an eclipse. And basically something that shouldn't have happened. So that's the paradox. And we have
So
to
it's
figure out
basically
how to
Highlander
resolve
2.
Kinda, sorta, I guess.
The horrible life-giving sun! We finally defeated it with science! There you go. There you go. We're 300 years. Actually, no, 10 years in the future. Sorry, never mind.
So it's 5 years after the last time period we visited.
Yes.
And it seems that this researcher knows about time travel because he asked if we're time travelers.
It's because don't worry. They're gonna. To be fair, they're actually going to explain how he knows. Because basically, at this
Because
point,
time traveling here is just at this point a business that the world knows
Yeah.
about.
Not exactly, because remember, only the ones with the power of chaos can use time travel and tame monsters, and these people cannot because we're simple human beings.
what is chaos? You might be
I get
asking
that,
to
but I'm guessing
Jova.
that like, oh,
Think
time
of
travel
them.
is probably common.
Think of it more in a more simple way.
The chosen
They
ones.
can see what's going on, but they cannot do a damn thing about it.
Yes.
I remember this area. We once came across this in the original 13. This is one of the pulse
Yeah.
areas.
Yes. They're reusing the assets
These are
again.
the Yasha Massif. In the original 13, this was more of an optional area. It was used for one of the super bosses.
And yet, wait. So what place is this in 13-2? Because this is blatantly looks like Paul's.
Again,
it
Jova,
is.
reused assets,
Yasha
Jova.
Massif.
Oh, good. Okay. So they're still remembering that it's the actual pulse, because if they're gonna reuse assets, at least be honest about it. Like admit that this is pulse, unlike quote unquote Kaku.
So yeah, this timeline introduces a new special mechanic that's good only for this particular area. Basically, yeah. In this timeline, there are a lot of behemoths and more nastier monsters in the dark. But if you stay in the light, they will not attack you. So if you think you're under level, you need to be a bit stealthy about this.
I see. Good boy. Huh. Sure, I guess that's the saying you could say to a cat.
And the battle theme you're hearing right now, it's the
Yes,
one
Shiroi,
where
that's,
quote unquote ambushed.
That's sure. That's a mixture between a cat and the. Actually, it's supposed to be a cat, but it doesn't look anything like a cat. But then again, that's kind of this game's
It's a
theme.
cat hiding in a cocoon. It's a cat imp hiding in a cocoon shell. Yeah, what I just said. The behemoths are basically hiding in the darkness, and if you encounter one of them, just step in the light and they won't attack you.
I guess that's interesting and somewhat helpful.
Too bad it's just for this level and it's used very poorly.
But then again, this.
So this is gonna be one of those segments then.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
special
a gameplay
gimmicks.
changer that goes nowhere and it's never mentioned again.
That's this trilogy running theme, really. So yeah.
Again, shamelessly trying to be Final Fantasy VII without remembering what made Final Fantasy VII's minigame sections fun. And where even are the behemoths anyway? I mean, how are we supposed to know where
They
to
appear
keep away
at
from them?
they appear at random. There he is.
Oh.
One of them just appeared, but I'm.
Well, what's the point of the streetlights
There you
then?
go.
I mean, well, for all you know, I mean, one could appear like right as you're about to get to a streetlight, and boom, you're in a battle.
Yes, that can happen.
By the way, by the way, we could totally see your ass just there.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that that's the theme of her, you know.
Hey,
I wonder.
we saw a lot more in yesterday's
You know, I'm-
part of Beyond Two Souls.
You know, I'm wondering.
True, Shiroi,
is
but
she-
here's the thing, Shiroi. What we saw in Beyond Two Souls wasn't meant to be seen, and can only be seen if we break the game in debug mode, like I did.
Pedro. Even without debug mode, you get quite a lot of naked shower scenes and quite a few butt shots with Ellen Page.
True, but she's talking about the other
Oh, that's
thing.
right. I completely forgot about one thing about the gameplay.
What?
It's
What?
about equipment. Pedro didn't show that in the original game because equipment is such a boring way.
Oh, you
so
mean the? Oh, you mean
probably
the?
I'm talking about the accessories.
Oh, the accessories.
One more question
Oh yeah,
though,
sure.
before
Go,
you go into that.
go ahead.
Basically, in the first game, you could equip accessories like you can do in almost any JRPG or RPG in general. You just equip one of them by the one you choose. Them. Apparently, in this game, they realized that accessories would have broken the game because they are very powerful in this game. So they basically implemented a limit system, like a weight system or something. And you cannot equip... Basically, you can equip practically jack shit. You can never have a good build with accessories.
Actually, Teo, I know what you're talking about. Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain it in a way that Jova and Shiroi will immediately understand. Jova and Shiroi, remember how in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you can...
Oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. Yep.
You can
All
only-
you had to say was Kingdom Hearts, I get it.
Well, actually,
Well,
allow
well.
me to continue for the sake of... Yeah. Okay, you know how in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you can only equip as many abilities as your AP will let you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's the same thing here, but for accessories, aka equipment, basically. It's the same...
And the APs you have are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Anywho,
they're always minimum. You can never equip accessories in proper way. It's
Whoa.
a fucking mess. It was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Anywho, my
Shut-
question
Could
now.
you
Whoa.
please shut up? Please?
Wow. How did you warp all the way over?
Because,
You know,
trust me,
okay,
Joe,
I have a
believe it or not, Jova, they're actually going to explain how she's everywhere at once. And trust me, it's
Speaking
fucking
of-
stupid.
Go ahead.
Speaking of which, I really need to get around to asking that question.
Go ahead.
To go inside?
Yeah, about Chocolina, I'm wondering, is she part Chocobo or something? Because, like, well, we never seem
No,
to see hands
she's
of her. I
human.
mean,
No, she's human.
well, then, like, well, can she, like, turn into a Chocobo or something? Or can she, like, is she a weird Chocobo?
Player.
Weird, because, like,
and
well, it
go-
almost seems like...
And now we're gonna fight this thing again, because apparently fighting this thing 2 times wasn't enough.
Don't you see, Joe? Don't you see, Pedro? It's a palette swap, so it's a complete different monster.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, great. But yeah, the thing about Chocolate is, like, well, I get the feeling that she really seems to have a thing for Chocobos, and not just some point being a fangirl. I
No,
don't know.
she's just really a fangirl.
I don't know. Something about her seems weird.
That's because...
Well, aside from the
Gee!
fact that she's
Chocolina
always-
seems a bit weird. I don't know. What do you think, Shiroi?
Was she, like, raised by Chocobos or something?
Cool.
No.
Well, was she raised by Chocobos?
Jova, we'll get to that
Do
eventually.
you think she's Tarzan?
Huh?
We'll get to that eventually. By the way, I love
You know,
the...
that
by the
That's
way,
a nice
but-
rap.
yes, a place in my
Wait,
heart.
wait,
A
that's
place
what
in my soul. A place for the souls that are... How was it too? I forgot.
I think
I
it was
don't
a place
even
in my
bother
heart,
to
a
listen.
place in my mind, a place for the souls that are running out of time.
That's it. Thank you, Jova.
Pretentious rap.
Oh,
Only this game
I love that bad synthesizer.
Hey, wait a minute. Come to think of it, that looks like one of the cyborgs.
Oh, I know that boomerang. It's
come to think of it,
it's whiny pussy.
Only he's grown up.
He looks serious. Also, that monster looks like one of the cyborgs from the Metal Gear series, now that I think about it.
Jova, you're disrespecting the cyborgs from Metal Gear.
Yeah.
No, seriously, especially from Metal Gear Rising. He's even got the similar eye patch to
Well,
certain
Jova,
ones.
considering the kind of music it has, yeah, I guess.
Director of Academy Research. Team
Oh my god, Hope actually seems like somebody I can respect now.
Yeah, in this game he's fine
He's
enough. I guess.
fine overall. I mean, it's not that bad.
He's
He's a bit clueless for certain things, but we'll get to that when we'll get to that.
One thing I have heard of on Lightning Returns, though, I hear that they pulled a season 3 Chris Thorndike on him in Lightning Returns.
Yes, they do. They well, kind of, but not really. But I would have to spoil the ending of the game to explain that.
When I say season 3 Chris Thorndike, I mainly talk about how, you know,
Yeah, I know,
he seems
I know.
to act better as a character, but, you know, they...
Actually, Joe, but what they do in Lightning Returns is they make him a kid again, but instead of making
Yeah,
him,
that's what I meant.
But instead of keeping him the same way he is in this game, they just remove all personality out of him, and he's just there to spot exposition, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Seriously. So he doesn't even get to keep his awesome characterization from this game, and when I say awesome, I mean by the standards of the 13 trilogy.
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, Jova.
Paradox occurred some years ago.
By the way, since he's now more of age, I'm guessing we're gonna get even more hints of him and Lightning hitting it off.
Oh my
aren't we?
god, why are you still here?
What were you
And the same age by the looks of it.
leaving me all on my own?
Well, only 5 years have passed, so it's not that a big deal for her, but it's 10 years for Hope since the end of the original 13, so of course it's a big deal for him, because he was still a kid. Puberty hit him.
Saying a word.
So by that regards, though, shouldn't Alyssa be older than him?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, in fact, I think the data log
It's-
says how old is she.
And
I
yet
don't
she
know.
looks younger than him, though, was my point.
Welcome
I mean,
to Final Fantasy character design.
and to be oh yeah, speaking of which, Teo, have
Let's
you
not
seen
forget,
the,
Teo, that Nomura only drew faces for this.
Conversation as we walk.
No,
You know,
no, I mean Final Fantasy character design in general. I mean, keep in mind, for example, that some
God,
characters in Final Fantasy IX look like adult, but they're 18
Yeah, he's not
years
interested.
old. Like,
I get that, I
think
get that.
Steiner is 20 years old, just in.
I'm
the
trying.
nine.
I'm trying to
I've
find out
checked
how old
that.
she is. On
Even
Final-
though he looks like a 40-year-old man.
I'm trying to.
Anywho,
I'm trying to find
basically,
in the Final Fantasy wiki how old she is.
Yeah. I'll check while you
Hey,
ask
hey.
question, Jova.
Go ahead,
Hey
Joe.
Tia, speaking of character designs, have you seen Final Fantasy VI's mobile/PC port and how they have the avatars, you know, be
That's
that
no
of the
problem only
Yoshitaka
with the
emo-
sprites, honest. It's a fucking shame.
The society
Do you think that they would have the sprites, you know, match the
to the whim of
There's a
The
reason
avatar art
because
they
of
have
that.
the
It's a shitty reason. Basically, when doing the mobile version, which is based,
just stepped into the near
which is this porting is based off, is supposed to be. They used an RPG Maker build, a specific build for making the sprites of.
Wow,
of the
they were
playable
that
character.
cheap.
Grown up now.
Yes.
My main issue with that game is how
However,
inconsistent-
that's mind-boggling because the sprites for the enemy are actually good. Like during combat, the sprites for the enemy are really great, very upgrade. So what did went wrong? Like
By the
especially
way,
in
by the
six,
way, I intentionally had Serah ask a stupid question just to make her look stupid.
Years have passed.
By the way, Pedro, Hope said that they traveled 7
Yes,
years.
yes,
in the
Sarah.
future.
I
thought
think
you
you're
said
that
10.
dense. Yes, Sarah. I think you're that dense.
course not.
Wait, Pedro, I thought you said we were 10 years in the future. Why is Hope saying 7?
Because to him it was because remember Jova.
remember, Joe, we started from I think
Free AF.
free AF, and so they implied they met each other
7 years ago.
briefly. Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. I know. We went free 8. Wait a minute. Hold on. But
This-
Hope never even met us then. So how the heck would it be 7 to him?
Look at the pretty bunny. Look at the pretty bunny.
Not to mention the fact that, I mean, I thought that the first time was also 5 AF as well, and then an additional 5 AF.
Mr. Jova, in
There
time
you-
travel bullshittery,
there you go. Okay.
plot holes are an essential element of time travel bullshittery. I need you to
But
understand
it's
that.
simple mathematics that you should be able to understand here, Mr. Toriyama.
There you go, Jova. I screwed a bit up with Steiner from 9 because he's actually 33, so it's legit. But I'll give you this. Remember Freya, the
Yes.
mouse dragoon? How do you think she's old, honestly, just from her appearance? Approximately,
well, since she's a
not
dragon,
precise.
well, since
Yeah?
she's part dragon, I assume it's
No,
like
she's just a mouse.
Well, I'm pretty sure Freya was. Maybe I'm mistaken. No. Actually, Freya's rat. She's a rat. But
That
yeah.
a rodent, kind of like human. Okay, how many years do you approximately give them?
I'd say maybe 100 since mystical creature.
No, you have to think in human years still.
Oh, okay. 60.
Yeah, she's 21.
She was the one who said we shouldn't fix
Brilliant.
And not just that, it's well, that goes back to me. The protagonist, Zidane. How much do you think he's old?
Okay. Now,
Isn't he like 19?
yeah.
I mean, just to recollect you.
Yeah, he looks 19, but
Close
turns
enough,
out to be-
16. The thing is, it's very implied both of them had some kind of relationship a couple of years before the beginning of the story.
Yeah, that's its
So
own.
awkward.
right up until he retired.
Wait,
Anyway, back to this game.
but yeah, Alyssa seems to have a thing for Hope, but I'm guessing that what'll get in the way is Hope's apparent love for lightning.
Actually, Jova, we pretty much dropped the whole lightning and hope thing. And
I
now...
thought you said that they bring it up creepily in Lightning Returns.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. So for now, it's dropped.
So let me get this straight. They established it in So they established it in Final Fantasy XIII with Lightning looking over Hope sleeping, and then they dropped it here. Yet, oh my god, that looks like one of the settings from Final Fantasy IX.
The Farseers?
Oh, this is
You're
important.
telling me there used to be enough of them to build this entire town?
According to our research, we believe they constituted an entire nation.
Basically, the Farseers is something that no one knows about. This theme.
Hatsune Miku? Is that you?
I kinda have a soft spot for it.
La,
Yeah, me too,
la,
me
la,
too.
la.
That's-
What kills it for me is the lyrics. La 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 la.
Pedro, I'm gonna stop you right there. It's the same as Garnet singing melodies.
No,
of
no,
Black
no, no,
in
no, no,
Battle
Teo. I'm gonna
Black.
and I'm gonna stop you.
that's what that
And I'm gonna
reminds
stop
me
you
of.
too, Teo. That game has the excuse that it was the limitations of the time.
Honestly, Pedro, though, I didn't even
Actually,
find it
Pedro,
bad.
it's a kind of a
then.
common thing to use for music. This, la
Yeah.
la la.
I don't know, but
Yeah, that's
I still think
It's
that-
actually,
yeah.
it's actually used in Nier also at some point. You will get to that.
whatever.
Yeah. Trust us on this page. I mean, yeah. Trust me on this page. This style of song, or some voice and music mixing, it's something that's been around for a while. And
not
it's,
like it, but to say it's inappropriate, don't know.
What do
yeah,
you think, Shiroi?
honestly, loads of games use it for those heavy emotional scenes. I mean, heck, even Metal Gear Solid. Even Metal Gear Solid still does that, with the occasional woman singing. Well, not exactly singing, but doing the vocal tunes in the back.
What do you think of the song,
It's for the
Shiroi?
sake of those dramatic moments.
Basically, Hope told us that the Farseer is basically it's kind of like an ancient race that lived on poles. They were still humans, but they have had some kind of precognition abilities.
Guys,
So-
is it? Oh, go on.
Yeah, basically, and trying to control this, the people broke in civil war pretty much.
Guys, is it sad from the angle that we were looking at is it sad that from this angle that building and its textures look so badly res that it actually looks a little worse than Final Fantasy IX's backgrounds?
Yeah, don't worry. Oh.
Ah,
I mean, nothing against Final Fantasy IX. That game looks gorgeous.
Could you
and will probably
please?
look best
Okay,
with the
Alyssa,
remaster, but-
Alyssa, could you do me a favor? Could you die of cancer, please?
yeah.
Alyssa's annoying, but she hasn't yet gotten that bad yet. I mean, she's quirky.
Jova, don't worry. Much like with Vanille, the game will give you
she's
plenty
not
opportunities to
so
hate
I'll
her.
put up with her for now.
Oh, by the way, Shiroi, since you didn't answer me, what do you just sense on that song that we just heard? La 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 la.
Not really keen.
Excavated a number of the devices. However, the recordings depict things that cannot be possible.
Things that cannot
So
be possible.
basically, let me
Basically,
guess,
discover
another
the
paradox.
Basically, Shiroi, this is a crystal ball. Basically, you can see the future in this thing.
Basically, it's the crystal coconut from the Donkey Kong cartoon.
You know, hey. You know what all these paradoxes could use? A word from Pirates of Penzance, because there's just the perfect song made. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. Ha 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 ha. It's paradox.
And now they were using footage. And now they were using footage from the last game because cheap.
Oh, speak of the devil.
What time are you at?
30, 32,
30.
43, 44.
33.
Alright.
34.
We've seen this in the first game. Okay, thank you. We don't. Not to mention this. We need to see the first game again, but in shitty quality.
Oh, but Pedro, in case we have some new audience who didn't play the first 13
But
games.
we already had
Then why are they here?
But we already had that thing in the menu for that.
From an ancient part of the
Oh, but remember, Pedro, in case somebody didn't check the menu.
methods to determine age.
Well, in that case, you're playing it wrong.
Within are several centuries old.
Well, in case somebody doesn't know how to play Frutoriama's Wild Ride, which
What
in that
time
case
you
will be
at?
practically
All
80%
right,
of the population.
got a 32
With the
minutes.
Serah Noel herself.
Well, no, what time are you at
You.
now? Because it's quite difficult.
31, 22.
31, 23, 24,
Oh,
25.
Oh, I love what Hope just said
That's
there.
what that's saying. Excuse the image quality.
That's right, the game.
Time now. Now.
What did you say, Shiro? I didn't get it, you.
Time.
31, 42.
31, 42, 43,
Okay.
44.
Go ahead, to
I'm with you.
There you go.
Oh.
Okay.
I love how Hope the game itself is aware that the footage we're watching is in shitty quality, and they actually have one of the characters say, "Please excuse the image quality."
Also, that fight sequence just looked a lot like the battle from Advent Children.
It was during the beginning of this game, Trova. Very used footage from that.
That's right. They're reusing footage from the beginning of the game. They're that
know
cheap.
I know that too. What I'm saying is that with all the static and the rendering of how they showed off that flashback, it made it look a lot like Advent Children for just
Well,
that.
honestly, as much as I don't like Advent Children, I can understand what's going on by watching it.
Oh yeah, well, more so Advent Children Complete.
If the surrounding space-time is twisted, that might be directly affecting the device.
So, what does this have to do with the bad guy?
Basically, Jova, we're establishing that the paradoxes are the reason why nobody remembers Lightning aside from Serah.
An artifact.
Okay.
This object serves as a
And it's shaped like something.
we try to make it work ourselves.
It's the Shiva. Isn't that the Shiva? One of the
Actually,
Shiva
it's shaped
sisters?
like Orphan, kinda.
A bit, I guess.
Then you may
Go ahead,
Even
Shiro. What
though
is
it's
it?
poorly written.
I
To
think
be
it'll far more
fair,
useful to you than
like it's a small point, but I'll give it anyway.
Go ahead.
At least they're establishing the reason very early on.
Yeah.
True. That's one thing this game does better than 13 is definitely the
I kind of
explanation.
hate stories that drag.
And yet,
things out
the
too much.
Outside time and
plot
space.
is still unknown, and everyone is going like, "What's the plot? I don't know. What's the plot? I don't know."
Don't worry,
Wait,
Shiro.
Midgar?
Well, don't worry, Shiro, because the reason why Lightning is even gone won't even matter by the time this game is over.
Also, Trova, remember, Midgar is our hurt in Norse mythology. Remember, this game is trying to, referencing Norse mythology elements.
I know. I'm just saying, it's like, well, from this angle, that tower looked exactly like the Shinra building from Midgard. Yeah.
To me, it looked a bit like more the abandoned building of The Last of Us.
Well, I'm trying to keep this to Final Fantasy, but yeah, you have a point. Sorry if I'm a bit jumpy with the whole accusations of this ripping off Final Fantasy VII of all things. I can't imagine why.
Well,
I'd
the
be
first
doing
game did it, yes, but this game rips off more so Chrono Trigger than.
Well,
What about
besides
the
Joe,
opening?
even if you not tried the game, one of the very first cutscenes in the game is literally ripping off the scene where Cloud put Aeriths
Yep.
in the water. So
Yep,
even that,
yep.
I cannot defend anything.
By the way, hey guys, I suggest a chorus.
Returns, because soon the circle will be complete when we dress up Lightning as Cloud.
Hey guys, I suggest we join the choir. La 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 la.
Yeah,
la,
just because I'm
fine.
Wow, Pedro, the salt. The salt. I mean, I've never seen anyone. I've never seen anyone get salty over vocal cords and tunes. I mean,
Well,
these
Jova-
things are as common.
Well, Jova, by this
yeah.
point in the trilogy, I'm so bitter that it's just so hard for me to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, because like honestly, vocal cords and tunes are like as common.
I know, fine, whatever.
season changes.
Point taken. I get.
come
It's just
on,
that at this point I'm so bitter that it's hard for me to even be fair.
Oh, you are, yeah.
True. I can't blame you, Miko. I wasn't even a Final Fantasy fan at the time. But yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what it must have been like for Final Fantasy fans to spend the entire 7th generation with
What a nice
13.
camera angle.
Yeah.
And technically 14, but well, you know how I feel about 14 being considered a main game.
Anyway, yeah, basically the entire purpose of this episode was to spot exposition.
But yeah, I mean, well, was this really all you guys had for the PS3 era?
Yep.
Like, you know,
This was pretty much
as far as
everything.
main games
The
go?
remember, Joe, but the 13 saga lasted a total of 5 years. We had to put up with this series for 5 years.
That's all you had for the
We started getting, after 4 years, the PS3 launched.
Half a decade of pretentious bullcrap.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Final Fantasy X was at least a PS2 launch title.
Well, okay. I guess I'll give it some credit. It's still half the time that Sonic fans had to put up with shitty games. Because Sonic games had to put up with a decade of bad games.
Final Fantasy, the shitty
honestly-
continued.
And honestly, Pedro, the whole bad games thing, that's sort of relevant to like what you consider me. Well, to be fair, yes, some things are considered
Comedy!
that, but they're not widely all considered bad. It's like, well, it's more divisive. Unlike games like 06 and maybe Shadow the Hedgehog, now those are ones that are widely considered bad.
See, even Noel doesn't like Mog. Even Noel doesn't like Mog.
Anyway, Pedro, to be fair, when it comes to Sonic games, the only real 2 games that people absolutely agree were bad are 06 and Chronicles. I mean, even
And Free Riders.
By the guys, Shiroi, guys,
Shiroi,
the
Free
music,
Riders
the
was made-
piano music is telling you that you should feel heartwarmed here. So,
And Labyrinth. And Boom. Both versions.
Shiroi, act properly
Be
and
sad.
be sad now.
No!
It compels you.
I'm gonna sit here and complain about the bastardization of one of my favorite childhood franchises.
Flickering images of the past.
This game.
Find out.
Oh, again, Joba, it gets worse. When we get Lightning Returns, it's gonna get even worse because the story in Lightning Returns, it's even more nonsensical than this.
Well, hey, that's what I've got. It's like, well, the story of Lightning Returns is bad to erase the fact that, Lightning Returns apparently has the best gameplay and best soundtrack. So that story must be a whopper of a smorgasbord of everything terrible.
Like I said, the ending of Lightning Returns is the most pretentious, self-indulgent piece of writing I've ever seen in any work of fiction.
Anyway, see you everyone for part 7.
See you, everybody.
See ya.